it basically is a little unicorn peeing a pink stream into a kava barrel. And people loved it. It blew up. It was a double strength kava. It was the Tutti Frutti flavor, just double strength. And then we came out with Cat 5, which has a big sign on the front that says F.U. Ian, because we got smacked by Ian, you know. We lost our Fort Myers Beach location to it. It was pretty devastating. So it was kind of like our grab back, you know, to take the power back from the hurricane. And yeah, now we have Berry Effed Up coming out next, which is a double strength kratom. And that one is basically a mixed berry blend. It's coming out within the next month. So look for that. That's a double strength green. The Cat 5 that we do still have a few in stock. We have about a half a pallet left, but it's going fast. That one is a full spectrum double strength kratom. So that has green, white, and red kratom in them at double the strength of our normal cans.
Those flavors sound absolutely amazing, and the fact that you, like you said, are just like nailing it, where even with the gummy bear ones, you taste all the different flavors in the different sips. Like, how much fun are you having when it does come to creating these flavors? And then also, is there one that you've been trying but haven't quite nailed it yet?
So I've been lucky enough that pretty much everything that I've worked on, I have finalized that I've been able to do. Thankfully, that was due to the Kana. There was one flavor that I created that is in our books for stuff in the queue down the line. It is a pineapple upside down cake. Ooh. That I couldn't make with anything else, and I was trying, but I finally got it with the Kana because it has no background flavor. It was really easy to work with when it came to that. So that was the one tricky one. But yeah, sometimes I have a little bit too much fun when it comes to making these beverages. I remember the first time I got to play with Delta 8, and I was working on 4 flavors at one time. And basically these tests, so we have these food grade 5-gallon buckets that we do test batches in, and then we put it in the kegs once it's ready. But, you know, as you're mixing these flavors and the agave and the monk fruit and all that stuff into it, you got to taste and see where it's at. Well, we didn't wait until after we put everything in to put the Delta 8 in, because you got to see how it affects the flavor. Well, right. I sampled a little bit too much, and about an hour and a half after we started, I was done, thankfully, and I was done with my day, and I walked over into the marketing office, and I sat down, and Kayla, at the time in marketing, she looked at me, she was like, you got a little buzz going on, and I just looked at her, smiled, laughed, and then Jacquelyn walked in, and she was like, is that the Delta 8? I'm like, yeah, and I was I tell you what, we realized at that point that was the first time it worked. It did its job. And people went off from there. And it was a few months later, we got the Delta 9 in, and I kind of forgot what happened the first time I did the Delta 8.
It's like a glove for fun.
Yeah. It happened a second time. Thankfully, by the time that one had taken effect, I was home. Yeah, Delta 9.
Taking one for the team.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really drink too much of the Deltas, honestly. They get me really good. They hit me pretty hard. But, you know, you have to know the effects of what you're putting out there on the market. You have to understand and know the feeling so that way you can best describe it to people. So, you know, there's nothing that I will make that I won't try. I will absolutely test and taste anything and everything that we make. Just so that way I know best, you know, how to describe it, how to be able to help people to understand if they're going to want to try it or not. Because honestly, if you're not going to want certain effects, I don't want you to try it. I want to put you in the right direction of what you do want.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah,
I'm in the business of talking to you into stuff. I'm in the business of helping you find what you really want.
And that's amazing that you do that too, because I mean, I imagine, unfortunately, there are probably other people in the market that are just looking to create the stuff and don't really, you know, care all that much if people are having the good effects or the bad effects of it. They just kind of produce it, put it out, whatever. But I do love that you are making sure that people are getting the benefits of it and not just, you know, feeling it because they want to get high or feel high or whatever it is.
Correct. Yeah, and that's why we're responsible about how we make our products as well. being that we won't use extracts, we don't use things that, they add extra alkaloids of this, that, or the other, because there are extracts out there where they have higher content of different alkaloids, and they're going to make you feel even more. But, that's not something that we want. We don't want you to be over the top. We don't want you to become any sort of dependent on anything or feel like you are. We want you just to be happy and to be able to live your life and enjoy just the end of the day without the side effects, and that's why we do what we do in the market. We stick to what we do and we don't veer from it because, there's a lot of other people putting out extracts, putting out everything else. We don't need to do that. We need to, set the standard for something that's not as over the top. And sometimes we'll hear it like, oh, this isn't as strong. We make it pretty decent, but we're not going to be as strong as some of those extracts out there. We definitely don't want to be because there's some stuff out there that's just too over the top. And, that's thankfully the Consumer Protection Act, it kind of, reined a little bit of that in, and it basically keeps the marketplace safe for everybody.
That's good too. Yeah, there are definitely people out there that, obviously there's going to be the consumers that do want that stuff that's over the top, but the people who are just, dipping their toes in and trying to figure out if they enjoy it or the benefits, they need to be protected so that they aren't just, like you said, taking it, they have way too much and they're like, nope, I'm just going to say no to the entire scene when in fact that they don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah. We've had people that go to other places and they're like, oh no, wait, I tried this. I had one and I was just like, I got, nauseous or whatever. And it's just like you basically had one of their strongest drinks possible and they didn't educate them. You'll never, come here and we're going to just stick the strongest thing in front of you. We educate every single person that walks through the door of a Cavo Culture or through the door of the tap room here at Botanical, just because we want them to have the best time possible.
Right. I love that so much. Now, I have a segment on the show I call it the 5 count, just 5 random questions. Y'all answer as quick as possible.
Oh.
Okay.
What, James? Do
you enjoy video games or board games?
Board games for me.
Board games, yeah.
There we go. If you were a pro wrestler or MMA fighter, what would your name be?
Pro wrestler or MMA fighter? I don't know. Is it SmackDown?
There you go.
I'm a wuss. I don't even know any of them.
Well, you just create your own. So
yeah.
Well,
give me one, James.
I mean,
SmackDown.
Yeah. Gosh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have a nickname?
She's the biggest soft heart, so I don't know. She basically, I couldn't even see her in that ring. She'd be like the referee holding you back.
There we go. Okay, so I'm the referee.
Okay. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. Making sure everything's right down the middle. I love it.
Yeah.
What would your last meal be?
Oh gosh, sushi.
Nice.
I would like some fruit, a bowl of fruit.
Yeah, that's
the last meal you'll ever have. You're going to choose fruit?
No, I mean, I just love fruit. So, yeah.
She literally lives on it.
I like sweet things, so, yeah, fruit. Some yummy fruit.
Who or what inspires you?
Oh, man. For me, the innovativeness of Tesla. And I'm talking about Nikola Tesla.
Right.
I'm inspired by the connections and people traveling and doing big things.
That's awesome. And what would you tell your 17-year-old self?
Study chemistry and bioscience more. Get a leg up on it. I'm doing it now. It's fun, but
I'd say start the company then instead of waiting.
There you go. Yeah, well, there you go. Now, if people wanted to find out more about y'all, follow you online, buy your Botanical Brewing, how can they do all the things?
They can go on to botanicalbrewingco.com and get anything and everything that we have available right there on the website. There is a link on there, a spot on there as well for wholesale customers. If people that are listening to this, they want to carry this at their shop, their restaurant, their bar, their brewery, wherever it might be. They can sign up right there to become a wholesale customer. They can reach out to us, ask us questions. We are here to help everyone from the consumer to the wholesale clients out there that's interested. And that's all done right there through botanicalbrewingco.com.
That's awesome. James and Jacquelyn, thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see the innovations you guys have in the future, what other fantastic flavors you guys have, and just seeing the growth that you guys are going to have in the future.
Awesome. We appreciate you having us on your show.
Yeah.
No problem.
Been good. Enjoy yourself there when you visit Kava Culture. They're awesome.
I will. Thank you so much to James and Jacquelyn from Botanical Brewing. Again, such a fun conversation. You get even more information like you did about Kava Culture, how it started, and, obviously more about what's happening with Kana, hemp, and Kava. Delta 8 as well is happening everywhere here in Texas. It is more prevalent, and we are very happy for it because, we need alternatives to alcohol, and we need more alternatives when it comes to what we can do with this wonderful plant that is hemp. So while you are enjoying all of those fun things as well, make sure to follow us on the social medias. It is Brewsers Pod, that is BREWSCRSPOD, on the Instagram, the Threads, and the Twitter. If you want to send us an email, it is brewserspod@gmail.com. If you want to follow me, it is Rody John. That is RODIEJON. Rody John is the name on the Twitter and on Tap. In case you want to find out what I'm drinking, maybe we can have a beer together. If you want to follow me on the Threads or the Instagram, it is official Rody John. Send me an email if you would like. It is rodyjohn@gmail.com. So until next time, make sure to enjoy life, drink local, and cheers.